we are looking at moral development. Part 1 is going to give us an overview of morality. Think about it. When you hear the word morality, what thoughts, what images pop into your mind? How would you define it? What is moral behavior? What is immoral behavior? Are there any behaviors that are right or wrong in every situation? If you need to pause to think about it, go ahead and do that. Defining our terms. Morality is a code of behavior based on a set of values. However, individuals with different values have different conceptions of moral behaviors. So who gets to decide whose values this code of behavior is going to be based on? Now, traditional views of morality said it was conforming to the right rules of conduct. But who decides what's right? Moral behaviors are those that fall within this defined set of boundaries. Who defines the boundaries? Traditional values have been used to not give equal rights to various groups. So whose tradition are we valuing? When we think of morality in terms of behaviors, it's hard to define morality in strictly behavioral terms, because every behavior has a right and wrong situation. On a theoretical level, we cannot say there's a universal right or wrong on the theoretical level. Now, think of the most heinous act you can imagine, all right? Now, on a theoretical level, if aliens came to our planet and said, unless you engage in, insert heinous act here, we are going to blow up the planet. Well, then the moral response would be to engage in that heinous act. So on a theoretical level, we cannot say there's a universal right or wrong in terms of behavior. However, here is one idea. I don't ask you to buy into this, but here's a universal definition. A morality, a definition that can be applied to any classroom that is not discriminatory. It is any thought or behavior that serves to nurture the self, yourself, others, and your environment. Now, not environment like ecological environment, although that's part of it, but it could be your family environment, your school environment, or etc., your work environment, the people around you. So immorality would be thoughts or behaviors that take from or harm the self, other people, or environment. From that perspective, we could say something like taking drugs is bad. It doesn't nurture the self, both psychologically and physically. It takes from society and ruins the environment. All right? So looking at it from that way. You know, right and wrong, things are seldom black and white. If this were the case, if things were black and white, a computer could figure out the great moral questions of the day. But we don't live in this binary universe. We live in a universe where things are smoky. So often, the moral response to any question or situation is determined by what is the greatest good for the greatest number of people. Now, we are going to quantify our morality. If you're in my class, I want, based on my needs, take a survey on D2L. Here, you are going to rate these behaviors or actions, and you are going to decide if it's a good behavior or a bad behavior. We will get the whole class results, and this is done anonymously, by the way, so we'll be able to quantify, to get a sense of what our class thinks is good and moral or bad and immoral. And here are 15 questions. It should take you about 2 minutes to take this. So, the results are posted on D2L. All results are anonymous. Me or anyone else cannot find out who did this survey. This is the end, part 1.